Good morning, everybody. It is Coco here, and we're going to be making some changes today. It's a new year, and something that I've been wanting to work on and change is the way that my collection is displayed. So as you can see, I've got the light shining on them, so hopefully it can give you a better visual, but I like to display my horses like this, and you know, it's kind of been my goal to have everyone be in their families, but it's really hard to see everyone, especially on this top shelf. The guys in the back kind of get a little hidden, especially if they're darker colored. Sorry guys. So to fix that, I got these shelves. They're clear, so it's kind of hard to see, but my hope is, okay, just at the top of her ears, but some people's can be under it, and then maybe like little smaller guys can be on the top, and that way hopefully everyone is a little more visible. I've also got a lot of new models. If you saw my last video, I did an unboxing of these guys, so I kind of have a lot more than I did before, and I really want to keep them all on this shelf, as I even have some guys up there. I really want to keep them all here if I can. I've got, you know, I call this my bachelor pad down here because these guys don't really have families. I call them like one-offs. They don't really have like a little family group like this. They're just, you know, by themselves. They don't have, you know, a mare and a foal with them. Coincidentally, they're all males, so that's why I call it the bachelor pad. But yeah, so today we are going to be taking all these guys down, putting the clear shelves up, and reorganizing the collection, and just kind of going through and, you know, showing you guys a little collection tour of all the ponies that I have as of now, 2026. So I'm going to set the camera up. I'm going to be moving them all down here onto these tables as I work. I'll have to move these out of the way, but these are the shelves. Got them on Amazon. Hopefully they will do well for what we need. But for right now, I'm going to set the camera up and just move everybody down on these tables. So let's get started. Got those moved back. I'm just going to first grab the ones from over here. And we'll just start lining everybody up, still keeping them in their families. I know some people like to organize their models by color. Put the little babies up here. I know some people like to organize them by color. That's not really what I like to do. I like to keep everybody in their group if they have one. He does not have a family, so he's gonna have to go in the bachelor section. But yeah, so I'm gonna get everybody down, and then we'll discuss some more after they're all here. Okay, so here is everyone. Well, as best as I can show them. I don't know why I put these guys in the back. You can't see them, they're so small. Okay, so these are all my models. So let's take a little head count real quick. $94. So just about 100, we can say. Well, and that's also not including my duplicates. So let's talk about that first before we get into talking about my models here. So I've received a few comments on videos before talking about how my models are in such good condition, and really most of the time they're not. So this is not the original model from my collection. I do have a lot of duplicates from ones I repurchased that kind of sit here in the bucket of shame. So this is my original Lipizzano. He doesn't stand, his legs are all bent. But this is my original one from my childhood, and this is one I repurchased recently to have more of a collector-worthy model. So that's why, yeah. So if I've repurchased any and you see, you know, models that I have, you're like, wow, they're all such great condition. Really, the ones from my childhood are not great condition. So they're kind of just here in this bucket. And if my nieces and nephews ever come over, or any, you know, children that want to play with any horses, I have all these in the bucket in here for them that are just body quality models, I guess some people refer to them as, and then just some of like the older farm animals from like the early 90s, 2000s that are all just kind of in here from my childhood. So this is what the little children's get to play with. So don't ever feel bad if like you see like, wow, your models are so perfect. They're not. That's kind of the secret, is getting replacements to have, you know, more of like a collector's model. And then like this is the original one that I've probably had since it came out. When is this? 2000? Yeah, I probably actually had this one since 2000, but I recently repurchased this one just to have the prettier, good condition model. So that's kind of the secret as to why, oh, your models are in such good condition. Not really. They're a little well loved. That's okay. So back to the actual collection now. Some of these I have still had from childhood, and I just haven't replaced yet. This one is actually the same year as I was born, 97. So that's pretty cool. I've always liked this one because of that. But as you can see, he is missing some paint still. So this is one, I think this is they call him a Morgan gelding, I guess. So this is one I still would like to replace. And then I think he's 2002. Yeah, Appaloosa gelding. He's very cute. He's always been one of my favorites. But this is still one of my childhood models as well that I would like to replace. I recently replaced this one. You probably saw her in the box. This is the 2000. Yeah, 2000 quarter horse mare. Love her a lot. She's really cute. So some of these, yes, I've had since I was younger, but there kind of came to a certain point in, you know, my, I guess, just natural progression of my age as I collected, as I got kind of more, you know, teenager years, that when I got models, I took better care of them, you know, kept the tags on some of them, because I was more interested in preserving them for their history than anything else. This is one I've also repurchased, and I do not have my original anymore. I think I gave it to a friend a long time ago. So this is the 2001 Holstein mare. So you're just kind of random in my collection here and there. I have some of like the older ones, a few of like the what you would consider newer ones, And I just want to find a better cohesive way to display all these guys. So that's why I got the clear shelves. I just put them up there. I'm going to have to take them off. But I also kind of want to organize them by their date, kind of, which that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, you know, starting with the older ones up to the newest ones. These guys are like 2012, 2013. This is like the newest, you could say, I have in my collection, excluding these guys. So these two I got in a set. Well, just kind of for the purpose of seeing what the newer models look like. So I don't really know if they're going to make it on the shelf. We'll see. I do like this one just for shop purposes, in case anybody has, you know, the newer ponies. I can kind of use her head as a reference to make sure that I'm sizing stuff for the newer ponies. Since, you know, I just have older ponies, it's kind of hard to go off of the head sizes, because yeah, I mean, you can see her head is a little bigger than this newer pony. So just, I don't know if I'm going to put these two on the shelf. This one, she just came in a set. She's kind of cute. I made her alter, but I don't know. I go back and forth on this one. Kind of want to paint her bows. I don't like her bows. This one, if you watched my recent video where I unboxed the rodeo set, this guy and this guy came in this set. Now this one I will keep on the shelf because, as you can see, I kind of got a little conga going with the Appaloosa mold. But this guy, I think he's gonna go in the toy box. Sorry. So he probably is gonna end up there. So I think what I'm gonna do now is get the clear shelves back up here. It's all nice and empty now. You can actually see, and it's enough space. It should be enough space to hold all of them. Maybe have to still put some down here. I'm not sure. Also don't really know what to do with all my little cats and dogs and my little goats and stuff. Cows, they're just kind of around. So maybe all these guys will be here and I can just focus on horses. Maybe have a couple families up here at the top. So speaking of my families, I pretty much have all the horses, I believe, as far as the families go. The only thing I'm missing is the foal for these guys. So hard to find. I would say like impossible to find. I've only been able to find people selling the foal in Australia, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's another challenge for another day. So other than the foal for those, I think I just need the Icelandics. I don't have any of those. I never had any of the Icelandics. And I think that's kind of all of the standard horses from, you know, 2000 all the way up to 2012. That was kind of my goal. I have a list going on my phone. Let me just reference that real quick because I forgot. Okay, no, there's a few. So I still need the riding ponies, the older version of the riding ponies, like the gray and the brown one, the updated rearing horses they did, the older Camarogs. How do you say that word? You know, comment down below. I always say Camargue, the Icelandics, of course. And then there was a mid-2010s Halflinger mare and foal. Okay, so after that, I will have all of them from 2000 to 2012. And then there's still a few I want to replace. This is my childhood one. I would like to find a replacement for him. He's just a little scuffied. And then he'll go into the toy box. I want to find a replacement for her. She's just very minorly scuffed. I think I got her a little later into collecting. So I was a little older, so I took a little bit of care of her, but I would like her to be a little more updated. And then her foal as well. You can see on the hooves, just a little scuffied. Okay, so now I'm going to, well, get these guys down, set up the clear shelves, and then we'll start putting everybody back on the shelf, and we'll see how that goes. Also don't know what to do with this guy, so this is the 2000, I think he's 2008 Arabian Stallion that I customed for some reason when I was like 13, 14. You can see on his legs, the shading's not bad. I tried. I'm not really that much, I'm a good crafter. I'm not an artist. I tried to I remember I tried to do like a C, put my name on him a little bit. But yeah, I'm not really an artist, so maybe I'll try to fix him. I don't know, comment below if you want to see me try to fix this guy. Don't know if I'm going to put him on the shelves or not, or put him in the toy box, but he was on the shelf. He was sitting right there by the cows. So, we'll see. We'll see who makes it up there and who doesn't, like if these guys are going to make it or not. Alright, so let's get to work. Oh no, sorry. Probably saw a lot fall over when I was moving them too, and that, you know, is what it is. Okay, I've got the camera on the tripod. It's really tall, so hopefully nothing falls. If you see it waving, wiggling around, apologies for that. It is just a really tall, skinny pole, so it might be waving around. We'll see. So these two bigger ones, I think I want to put one there and one here. And then since this shelf is a little shallower, put that in the middle. Kind of like that. And then littler horses can go on the tops. And then, you know, bigger ones like Shires, Percherons can go down here. And like little ponies can not get lost in the confusion of all the horses. So that's kind of the plan. And then of course, everyone, I want to keep still in their family units. Some will be kind of under, on the sides, on the top. So we'll see if I can artfully put these guys up. I don't know. I think I want to put all my little ponies right here, like kind of front and center. That's kind of eye height. So let's start doing that. almost done. And I think I'm gonna hide him back here because you don't really need to see him. And then I still have, I think I'm gonna put her by my craft station because she's just for making halters. This girl, she is a Frisian. She could go up there with the other Frisians. It's a little crowded up here. Unless I can kind of... No, I don't know. I don't want to put her there. Well, for now, they're staying off. There's no place for them. That's fine. And then we can move... I don't know if you guys can see. Bring it down a little bit. Can put all the cows back up here. And then I can move the dogs and cats up there as well. But yeah, I think that looks really good. Take the camera off the tripod. So I've got my percherons, my Tennessee Walkers. I've got, wow, you kind of can't see them. They always get a little hidden. That's kind of sad. Got my Frisians back there. The fell ponies here in the front. My Acaltex horses. Don't really know how to say that, sorry. All my Appaloosas. Well, they're not really Appaloosas, but the Appaloosa Conga. My Pintos. Hanoverians with my questionable Arabian custom back there. My Dartmoor ponies. The Fjords. The Camargues. The Falabellas. My little trained horse gelding, the 2012 Shires, my Arabians, Lusitano gelding, down here my Halflingers, Clydesdales, Andalusians, Nabstruppers, Black Forest horses, 2013 Falabella, Shetland ponies, the early 2000s Shetland ponies, my exclusive brown Lipizzaner mare, all my Lipizzaners, the early 2000s, 2012 Lipizzaners, my Appaloosa, early 2000s Appaloosas, mid 2000s Appaloosa. Maybe he could go up here, but no, it's better that he's with these guys. My Cobbs, early 2000s Cobbs, Morgan Stallion, early 2000s Shires, Holstein, Mare in Full, and the quarter horse mare in full. And then of course I put Cash and Jake on the table, Palomino, and quarter horse. So that is all my horses. All nice and arranged on the shelf. I think this looks so much better. I don't know, what do you guys think? I like that everyone is still visible for the most part. With the exception of this, I might have to play around with that. But everybody, you can pretty much see them, which is nice. They're a little crowded back there, but I think this looks really good. And then of course I've got all this. I need to fix that. But the horses are good for now. Hey you guys, editing Coco here. It's been a couple days since I initially filmed the video changing the setup, and I rearranged a little bit, so I'm going to do one last little overview of how the collection is looking currently before I close things out. Move some more up on the top, moved everybody else to kind of down lower, and I think you can see everybody. Put Cash and Jake up there just to kind of show that they can go up there if they're not on the table. Cleaned up this corner a lot and bring the light up. You can really see everybody now, and the Frisians aren't just hidden in the corner. It's so hard because they're dark colored. They get in the corner and they just kind of blend in with the shadows, but everybody else is looking really, really good, really visible. Hardly anybody is blocked behind. Fix this little section in the middle, and everybody just looks so much better having it be this way. So ignore in the closeout scene how it looks. That was filmed before I rearranged. I also have a pretty extensive wildlife collection from when I was younger as well that I have up on this shelf here. Really old cows, those are from the early 2000s. These are early 2000s. But yeah, these got a lot of love out of me as a kid. Huh, my little giraffes. I always loved that one with his tongue sticking up. So I have these guys. I've had them up here for a while, but I have them kind of sorted by continent. So we kind of have like the Americas, and it kind of cuts off, North and South America. Then it kind of goes into Asia, and then we transition over into Africa. Really cool. If any of you guys have any of these like early mid 2000s Schleich wildlife, let me know. I think some of these I got in sets as a kid, but then some of them I, just picked up from the store, saving birthday money, chore money, things like that, just to get these guys. And then of course I've got my fairies and my one unicorn up here. All of these guys are from the mid 2000s when Schleich first did their Bayala, I think that's how you say it, their Bayala line. I only ever got, of course, the ones with the horses because that's what I wanted. But these guys are super cool, and I think some of these older ones are kind of hard to find. But I definitely loved, playing with these when I was younger. But now they just look really pretty sitting up here above my sewing and craft station. So let's take one last look at the shelves, at the collection. I hope you guys enjoyed helping me, come along with me as I redo my shelves and try to get all my models displayed in a way that is really nice and cute, but they're still with their families because that's really important to me. You don't want to keep them in their little units. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Bye for now.